A lot of this trip has been me waking up, not having any destination, and just driving and seeing where the road takes me. So I left Everglades City and knew I wanted to go further north to see my friend's band play in a couple days. He was playing in St. Petersburg, and I drove up towards the Fort Myers area and came across the Edison+Ford winter estates right off of McGregor Boulevard. And there was something about this place that caught my eye, and I knew I had to pull over and pay it a visit. Admission was, I believe, $20. Absolutely worth it. Well worth it, especially if you're a fan of flowers, exotic plants from all around the world, orchids, roses, trees. And right as you pull in the parking lot, on the left-hand side, there is this massive banyan tree that was planted almost 100 years ago in 1927, and it is the biggest banyan tree in the continental United States. I believe the sign said it stretches out over an acre. The canopy, at least, covers over an acre, and that just blew my mind. Here's a little statue of Thomas Edison, but then look at this freaking tree. Up towards the center, right up there, that's like I think the center trunk. And I really just wish I could be a little tiny squirrel that lives in these trees, because as humans, just visiting this area, we're not allowed to climb them, obviously. But if I was a little squirrel, you know that I would just be going absolutely crazy climbing around this tree. This property was used by Thomas Edison and Henry Ford as their winter estate, and from what I gather, the warm climates allowed them to do a lot of research on different plants from around the world, in addition to just having a nice pleasant place for the family. Part of the whole thing about the banyan tree is they were looking for trees in which they could harvest like latex or rubber, and that was one of the trees they experimented with. And here's a little palm of some sort with some of the fruits. But a lot of this footage will just be me walking around the gardens, taking a look at these exotic plants that I have never seen before, and getting up close and personal with some flowers. Very tropical vibes. And if you click with the link below to go to my Patreon, you'll be able to see a lot of the pictures that I took using my Canon. Following me on my Patreon is totally free. I do not put my pictures behind a paywall, but there are also a couple different membership options if you wish to support me monetarily, which I'm incredibly grateful for. And those membership options will give you access to exclusive members-only content. It'll enter you into members-only giveaways. But enough about that. Let's get back to the beautiful gardens. Ooh, the Moonlight Garden. Hey, why did the egret cross the road?
Ford, millionaire. His son, Edison+Ford, designed the next Ford vehicle.
Just as I was walking up to that garage with the old Ford cars, there was a tour guide giving a little presentation on the cars to his group. There's tours available. There's self-guided tours where you can listen to audio track as you walk around. Here's the Caloosahatchee River. I chose not to take a tour or do a self-guided tour. I just felt like browsing, perusing, just walking and going at my own pace. I wasn't as interested in the historical parts and like the buildings as much as I was totally fixated on all of the plants and the flowers, plants from all around the world. It's just unbelievable. These, I believe, are bougainvilleas, which I have no idea if I pronounced correctly. Inside the museum, which is right past where I got my ticket for admission, you could find a lot of rich history, timelines of the different inventions of Thomas Edison and Henry Ford, facts about their relationships. There's a lot to read. Like I stated earlier, I mostly came here to take a look at all the different plants and the flowers. So I really kept my time in the museum fairly brief and just like a quick walkthrough to check out what else is inside. I could imagine if you're a history buff or you're fascinated by invention, Thomas Edison or Henry Ford, then this is definitely a great spot to visit. I think of all the things that fascinated me the most in the museum, it'd be the audio recording and playback devices and, you know, the timeline and history of it, which I had no idea about before visiting. I learned a lot. And then there was this car that had like some kind of pipe organ thing in the back. That was really cool. And then I got a quick picture of Thomas Edison's laboratory, which really showed off his genius, I gotta say. It was impressive. So after I left, I was in the mood for some dinner and live music, so I went to McGregor's, which was a cool Irish pub where I enjoyed a Guinness, an amazing loaded baked potato, and I met Slim. This dude had so much soul. I'm going to share his links below if you want to go check him out. Thanks for watching, and if you have any suggestions for other botanical gardens around America, please put them in the comments below, and I'd love to see if I can fit them in on my travels. And if you want to see the pictures from this visit to the Edison+Ford family estate, the link for my Patreon will be down below. And it's free, you don't even have to pay for that. And if you want to keep following me along on my travels across this beautiful country, hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to keep making videos just for you.